Growing up in Mexico, it was socially acceptable and even expected for parents to physically discipline their children. They believed the only way to get their children to behave was by hitting them, with their hands, sticks, belts, chanclas, or anything that hurt. My father grew up in Mexico, whose parents were traditional. Here's one of his stories.
When I cut my finger, it was kind of like a sunny day and windy, and usually when it's like that we like to make kites. I went to visit my friend. He was way older than me, and I asked him, hey, do you have we use like some special kind of bamboo, like it's like really skinny and you can bend it easily. You have some bamboo and some plastic so we can make a kite. He's like, oh yeah. Let me get you the stuff and you start doing it, and then I had to do something else, and then I'll come back and do it with you. I'm like, okay. So he bring me the stuff, and he will bring me a really old machete, and he just left, and I start doing the kite by myself, and the machete was like really dull, it wouldn't cut. So instead of just like rubbing the machete on the plastic to cut it, I swing the machete at the plastic, and it ended up cutting like my, what is this, that pointer finger, and little parts of my other fingers. It didn't hurt. And then this guy come back, and he got so scared that he ran to my house to get one of my parents, and that was my mom. And then I don't know what he told her, but she's like running back to where I was with a stick to whoop my butt to get me home. But once she saw my finger like squirting blood, she was like, oh my god.
Use it as like a
Yeah, it was so weird. Yeah, it didn't hurt. So yeah, she threw away the stick and she took me home and called my dad, and they took me to the hospital. The nurses over there, they're just putting like stuff on my hand to clean it and stuff, and I wasn't crying on it, and I wasn't on pain. They don't numb it or anything. They just like put bandages all around it, and they say just keep your hand up high so blood doesn't get too much to it and it coagulates. And they were asking for the other piece of the finger, but we went to the hospital, and then the piece of the finger stayed at the so when we come back home from the hospital, my friend, he's like, oh, on a leave, he's like, here is the finger. So we put it on alcohol and a really, really tiny glass bottle, and my dad put it like up on the like close to the roof, and it's just staying there for years. And then like after maybe like 5 or 6 years, I remember it was up there, so I went and grabbed it, and it looked like the nail grow longer. I don't think it did. It's just that the meat on it shrunk. That's why it looked like that. The nail was longer. And then I put it back up there for another years. And then finally, we were getting ready to move from that house. That was a sad day where we had to move, and they sold that property. I took it down, and I was like, I guess it's time to let you go.
Aww.
So, yeah.
Nice.
I buried part of me that day. Yeah.
From the adult who's telling the story?
Oh, what?
Yeah, so that
They know we're real?
Yeah.
We should interview some random guy. Can you say this?